Good morning, sir.
Good. So have we discussed pertinent and color pertinence yesterday? Have you completed all this model?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. Among these various modeling, I mean to say business process modeling, we can use any one of them, but I suggest you to use flowchart because it is very easy to use and it has very less symbol, so it's better to understand and better to use, isn't it? And to which we are very much familiar since from the very beginning of our life, since from our school life as well. That's why, so we can use any one of them as per the requirement of the organization, but so it's better to use flowchart as well, na? Sabhanda sajiloko लागि. So today we'll cover new topics, that is data. So data is such a thing that we just keep on collecting since from the very beginning of our morning till we go to bed, isn't it? हामी बिहान उठेदेखि बेलुका नसुतिन्जेलसम्म we are surrounded by the data as well. We just keep on collecting the data from various sensory organ as well. You know, whatever we see surrounding to us, we have been capturing the data regarding the place, regarding the number, regarding the quality, whatever may be. But we just keep on continuing collecting the data, isn't it? So that based on the information that we have collected through our sensory organ, we take an appropriate decision for ourselves whenever it is necessary. I mean to say, on the basis of the data that we have collected by our sensory organ, we try to take an appropriate decision based on the information that we have perceived from our sensory organ, isn't it? हामीले हाम्रो वरिपरि जे डेटा देखिरहेछौँ, जे कुरा देखिरहेछौँ, त्यो देखेको इन्फर्मेसन बेसिसमा do we analyze the information that we have seen to our surrounding in order to make any decision for our personal or professional life or not? Of course we do, isn't it? About it signifies the importance of the data in order to make a decision. So decision लिनलाई चाहिँ हामीले देखेको, हामीले collection personal life मा collection गरेको information plays significant role. But what about the business then? Do we need to have a data or not in order to make an appropriate decision for our organization? I mean to say, wise decision for our organization. We have to collect the data and we have to process it in order to make an appropriate decision for our organization. So data is a set of value of subject with respect to qualitative or quantitative variables. So data is what? Data is a set of values of subject with respect to qualitative or quantitative variables. कुनै पनि subject को related either quantitative or qualitative variables लाई हामी के भन्छौं त? त्यसलाई data भन्छौं. Data and information or knowledge are often used interchangeably. So in a BI, अब हामी यो BI मा चाहिँ data भनेको knowledge लाई पनि हामी sometimes हामी data भन्छौं, knowledge लाई पनि data भन्छौं, information लाई पनि data पनि भनि सकिन्छ. This can be interchangeably used. हैन? भइरहन सक्छ किन त भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ हामीले भन्छौं हैन, normally we just make a decision based on the information that is collected by our system भन्छ नि, त्यो भनेको data हो. अब त्यो information collection गरेको भनेको त्यो process data हो. त्यो process data का लागि पनि obviously हामी बोल्दाखेरि चाहिँ त्यसलाई data भन्छौं. That's why knowledge भनेको खास, but in reality when the raw data is further processed, then it converts into the information, and when those information is further processed, then it converts into the knowledge. Are you getting me? The fact and figure that we have collected, the raw data, when it is further processed, then it converts into the information, and those information, if it is further processed as per the need of the users, then it converts into the knowledge. But even in a BI, we can interchangeably use this information, knowledge, data interchangeably. I mean, interchangeably use them. However, data becomes information when it is viewed in context or in post analysis. The data line further take the post analysis information and again such information is even if such information is further processed, then it convert into the knowledge, and with the help of those knowledge, decision maker can make an appropriate decision based on the knowledge that is provided by the information system, you know. Now data collection. So as okay, what is data? We come to know why it is significant now. Why the data is significant for us? Why data is significant for us, guys?
To make decisions.
Yes, exactly. What are other benefits of collecting data then? One is to make decision. Next. What is the अब data अब decision making भन्ने बित्तिकै यो टर्मिनोलोजीले नै एकदम ब्रोड सेन्स चाहिँ यसले के गर्छ त क्याप्चर गर्छ है. अब decision making regarding our past we cannot change, but we can change our future based on the information that we have, and we can change, isn't it? Data भयो भने हाम्रो future लाई change गर्न सक्दैनौं र? Of course we can, based on the information that we have regarding our past and our present. Data collection of data is significant in order to forecast or in order to predict the future, isn't it? So data collection is the process of gathering information or data or inputs. Thus, data obtained from different sources may not be structured data. So before analyzing, data should be clean.
वही मेट्रिक प्रो त्यो हैन उसको आएको थियो त्यो पनि मलाई देखेल पछि रेडमी 20 प्रो किने हैन त्यो नि मलाई नै दियो क्या गेम खेलोस् भनेर क्या सेकेन्ड लागि क्या त्यस्तो हुँदा पनि हैन अब कस्तो कस्तो अब खुसी लाग्छ केही दिन जस्तो लाग्दैन मैले अनि यसै सीमा हैन.
Mr. Madhav, you are talking with whom? Mr. Madhav, you are talking with whom? Okay, so before analyzing, data should be clean. Means we cannot make a decision based on the raw fact, isn't it? Can we draw any conclusion from the raw fact? Until and unless we have not proceed and process.
No, sir.
No, we cannot. Okay, so before analyzing, data should be clean means it in order to make a decision. I mean to say, before we come to the conclusion, it has to be processed or it has to be clean. Means it has to be processed based on the requirement of the user. Clean भनेको त required data लाई मात्र हामी clean data भन्छौं हैन. अझ clean data भनेको required data र अझ structured data लाई अझ clean data भनिन्छ है normally. अब data लाई फेरि हामी further चाहिँ structure, semi structure, unstructured फेरि further classify गर्छौं. Regarding its classification, we will cover all these things, I think, in topics maybe topics LO2 maybe, right? I mean LO2 मा चाहिँ हामी यसको बारेमा further we discuss about these things. The theme is that in order to analyze, first of all, it should be clean, means in order to make any decision, the data has to be processed, and that is the thing. Data processing, conversion, and information output. I mean to say data processing or data conversion. So there are different types of data, isn't it? We may have a data regarding the, or we may have geographical data, we may have cultural data, we may have scientific data, we may have financial data in our organization, we may have statistical data, we may have meteorological data or data regarding the climate, environment, or natural data, or transportation data. Isn't there are different types of data available? So based on the requirement of the user, we may have the concerned data only, or we need to have the concerned data, you know. But in our database, we have to collect a lot of information, isn't it? Because based on those information, we will make an appropriate decision in the future whenever it is required, isn't it? Data input and data capture. So in a BI, what does data input signifies and what does data capture signifies? What are the methods of data capturing? How can we capture the data? What are the methodology available in order to capture the data? How BI capture the data? We'll discuss regarding this thing on this topic. So data input. Data input is the data entry and sort and storage of text and numbers from a document into an electronic system. So data input signifies data entry and storage of text, and it signifies storage of text and numbers from a document into an electronic system. I mean, this ties got something that is called data input. So this is done by means of automated computer software or manual entry. So data input can be done either manually or automated, isn't it? Depending on the type of document. So it depends upon the nature of the document, isn't it? Sometimes we may have to collect the data manually, and sometimes we may have to, sometimes data may be captured automatic, isn't it? You know, about automatic manually handwritten data requires manual data entry, which is more expensive and time consuming than automated software. As we know that, you know, because data input is a work of low level employees in the organization, and it is of course labor intensive, although it is very much expensive because of labor intensive and time consuming, isn't it, in comparison with the automated system. So what is data capture then? Data capture is very similar to data entry. And data entry or data capture are more or less similar things, but there is some differences. It is a method of collecting information and then changing it into a form that can be read and used by a computer. So data capture signifies collecting of information and changing it into a form that can be read by and used by a computer. Na system ले बुझ्ने गरेर data लाई लिनुलाई नै के भन्छ त data capture भन्छ हैन. Example, a dealer collected and managed information about their customer or clients. This is the example of data capture. So how can we capture the data? What is the, first of all, let's discuss about the objectives of the data capturing. So why do we capture? What is the objectives of data capturing? To reduce in volume of input output to the extent possible, right? So पुरा data input र output गरिरहनु पर्ने जुन झन्झट छ, त्यो झन्झटलाई कम गर्नलाई पनि चाहिँ we need to have data capture, हैन. हरेक कुरा चाहिँ data input manually दिइरहने भन्ने कुरा त sometimes it is possible, or if there was no alternative then that was different part, but now there is more alternatives available. So nowadays we can capture data from different means or different methods, isn't it? Lesser manual work which is costly in the long run. So the other objectives of data capturing is to lessen the manual work. manual work like company, so which is costly in the long run because it is costly in the long run, you know. Data collection गर्नलाई सधैँ मान्छे राखिरहनु पर्यो धेरै ठाउँको डेटा ओके फर इक्जाम्पल नेपाली पैसा जुन हामीसँग बिआई छ यस यदि त्यसलाई चाहिँ डेटा कलेक्सन गर्नलाई चाहिँ हैन डेटा क्याप्चर गर्न सक्ने क्यापेबिलिटी त्यसमा नभएको भए how many employees would be needed in order to upgrade that BI? नेपाली पैसालाई यदि डेटा क्याप्चरिङ गर्न सक्ने क्यापेबिलिटी नभएको भए त्यो नेपाली पैसालाई अपग्रेड गर्नु पर्यो करेन्ट युगको अहिलेको जुन बेसिसमा छ त्यही बेसिसमा त्यसलाई परफर्म गर्नु पर्यो भने how many employees do we need? A lot of employees, isn't it? Isn't it costly?
Yes, sir.
So in order to reduce the cost of the organization in the long run, we have to capture the data. So it is a major objective, you know. I mean to say, so cost cut down to reduce the cost in a long run, you know. Data capture the objective is open here. Likewise, to ease the work of the person engaged in the input. So in order to ease the work of the person engaged in the input means with the help of data capture, we can reduce the work of the lower level employees or to ease the work of the person who engages in input. Likewise, minimize the number of steps in data capturing process. About if there is no other alternatives for data capturing, then it is a different part. But if it is possible, then minimize the number of steps in data capturing process. About data capturing no manual. It has to encompass through the various stages as well. Unnecessary step unnecessary work reduce data capturing China. So these are the major objectives of data capture: to reduce the volume of input, lesser manual work, to ease the work of the person who engages in the input, and minimize the number of steps in data capturing process. These are the major objectives of data capturing.
Sir, can you have example of data capture?
Yes, of course. Okay. नेपालको तो BI छ नि हाम्रो अब हामी डेटा क्याप्चर त अब डिफरेन्ट वेमा डेटा क्याप्चर गर्न सकिन्छ अब मिन्स चाहिँ फरक हुन सक्छ हैन फर एक्जाम्पल ओके हाम्रो एटीएम कार्डमा भएको ओके एटीएम कार्डमा भएको इन्फर्मेसन छ नि एटीएम मेसिनले क्याप्चर गर्छ कि गर्दैन if there is no provision to capture the data of our card by the ATM, then was it possible to withdraw money from the ATM?
No, sir.
हैन भनेपछि हाम्रो एटीएम को कार्डबाट पनि त डेटा क्याप्चर भइरहेछ त मेसिनले of course. Likewise, data has been capturing by a POS, point of sale machine as well. Point of sale थाहा छ है हाम्रो कार्ड घोर्छौं नि POS machine थाहा छ है Do you know?
No, sir.
हाम्रो यो के रे हामी भातभटिनीतिर गयौं भने हामी शपिङ सेन्टरतिर गयो भने त्यहाँ एटीएम कार्डलाई त्यो एउटा मेसिनमा कार्ड घोर्न मिल्छ नि हैन अनि त्यसपछि हामी हामी त्यसमा पासवर्ड हालिदिन्छौं अनि त्यसपछि हाम्रो अकाउन्ट हाम्रो कार्डबाट भएको पैसा चाहिँ डिडक्ट गर्छ हैन आफ्टर द परचेज अफ गुड्स एन्ड सर्भिसेस हैन हो त्यो पनि के हो त दैट इज एन एक्जाम्पल अफ डेटा क्याप्चरिङ हैन फ्रम द कार्ड अदर एक्जाम्पल है त ओके म्याग्नेटिक कार्ड रिडरले पनि त डेटा क्याप्चर गरिरा हुन्छ जस्तै हाम्रो सिडीमा भएको डेटालाई पनि त हाम्रो कम्प्याक्ट डिस्कमा भएको डेटालाई हाम्रो सिस्टमले चाहिँ डेटा क्याप्चर गर्छ के गर्दैन त यदि if it was not possible to capture the data from the CD then we have to invest our all effort all the energy just to enter the data isn't it हैन त्यो नभएको भए त इन्टरै गर्नु पर्थ्यो नि त पर्दैन थियो र तर सिडी पनि एउटा डाटा क्याप्चरिङको एउटा एक्जाम्पल हो लाइकवाइज यस्ता आजको दिनमा धेरै एउटा सफ्टवेयर ओके गुगल भोइस छ नि हैन गुगल भोइस पनि त एउटा डेटा क्याप्चर गरे हैन वाट एभर यु स्पिक इट कन्भर्ट इन्टु द टेक्स्ट instantly by the Google Voice, isn't it? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
And that is also an example of data capturing. Means with the help of Google Voice, it is capable of capturing the data of us, isn't it? So this is also an example of data capturing. But now let's discuss what are the models available, what are the methodology to capture the data. Data can be captured either manually or automated, isn't it? Manual data capture. In manual data capture process, the data is entered manually by an operator using input devices like keyboard, touch screen, mouse, etc. So in a manual data capture, data can be captured with the help of keyboard, touch screen, mouse, etc. For keying in data in the form of figures or text into a particular software such as Excel or any other data or word processing program, you know. अब हामी त्यो चाहिँ डेटा चाहिँ जेमा पनि क्याप्चर गरिरहेको हुन्छ एक्सेलमा लगाएर डेटा वर्ड प्रोसेसिङमा लगाएर wherever we want, isn't it? This method of data collection is labor intensive. अब हामी यो एक्सेलमा वर्ड प्याडमा डेटा पुरा म्यानुअली इन्टर गरिरहनु पर्ने छ नि हैन. These are the labor intensive and time consuming, and so businesses find it efficient to migrate to automated methods of data capturing. So due to inefficiencies or due to deficiencies of manual data capture, we have shifted into the automated data capture system. Due to the drawbacks of manual data capture, we have shifted into the automated data capture, and there are various ways to capture the data automatically or by the system. So briefly, the method of manual data capture includes using mouse, graphic tablet, keyboard, touch screen, tracker ball, etc. These are the devices through which we collect data manually. Automated data capture. Automated data capture involves the use of computerized technology to capture data which has high initial cost due to investment in technology, but as the project process is found to lower the project process. But as the project process is found to lower the operating cost significantly on account of lower manpower. Automated why do we need automated data capture? Because automated data capture is very cheaper in comparison with the manual data capture, isn't it? And manpower, it's a labor intensive cost, additional cost, time consuming. So these are the deficiencies of manual data capture. So to overcome all those deficiencies, export come up with the new technology that is automated data capture. So in automated data capture, there are various methods in order to capture the data. There are OCR, optical character recognition, intelligent character recognition, OMR, etc., etc. So what are they? Let's discuss. Optical character recognition. OCR technology is used to convert different types of machine printed documents, include image file, PDF file, or scanned paper document into a searchable and editable data. Optical character recognition, OCR भनेको जस्तै हामीले कुनै पनि डेटालाई कन्भर्ट गर्छौं नि त PDF फाइललाई हैन हामी डिफरेन्ट फर्मेटको इमेज फाइलहरुलाई त्यसलाई पनि के गर्न सकिन्छ ल ब्रेक डाउन गरेर चाहिँ we can capture the data and we can convert it into the searchable and editable data, isn't it? So it is possible just because of the OCR. In the absence of OCR, we could hardly do that, isn't it? And आजको दिनमा चाहिँ हामी यो optical character recognition नभएको भए हामी PDF फाइलहरु वा इमेज फाइलहरुलाई टेक्स्टमा कन्भर्ट गर्न सकिन्थ्यो त सकिँदैनथ्यो. We have to enter all the data manually, but because of the methods of OCR, optical character recognition, we can capture the data easily, isn't it? Effectively and efficiently. Likewise, intelligent character recognition, ICR भन्छ त्यसलाई चाहिँ. ICR technology helps to recognize and capture handwritten characters from image files, which is less accurate and complicated as compared to others. Intelligent character recognition, you know, optical character recognition ले त printed वा image form लाई चाहिँ text मा त convert गर्न सक्छ भने चाहिँ intelligent character recognition ICR ले केलाई गर्न सक्छ भने त्यहाँ handwritten word लाई पनि के गर्न सक्छ त त्यसले breakdown गरेर जब word मा convert गर्न सक्छ data मा गर्न सक्छ हैन. So with the help of ICR, this is also one of the method of data capturing through which we can capture the vast amount of data, big amount of data, you know. Is there any queries regarding OCR or ICR? Okay. Optical mark reading, OMR, हैन. त्यसैगरी data capture गर्ने अर्को एउटा मेथड छ, that is optical mark reading. OMR technology is used to capture human mark data, हैन. Optical mark reading OMR ले चाहिँ के गर्छ त भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ जस्तै कस्तो टाइपको डेटा क्याप्चर गर्नलाई चाहिँ it is helpful for the user. कस्तो खालको डेटालाई चाहिँ क्याप्चर गर्छ त OMR ले भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ जस्तै हाम्रो फर्महरुमा चाहिँ फिल गरेर हुन्छ नि हैन, बक्सहरुमा कुनै डेटाहरु फिल गरिराख्दा त्यस्तो डेटालाई पनि क्याप्चर गर्नु पर्यो, रिड गर्नु पर्यो र त्यसलाई चाहिँ अन्डरस्ट्यान्ड गर्नु पर्यो भने चाहिँ हामी त्यो डेटालाई क्याप्चर गरेर चाहिँ त्यसलाई अन्डरस्ट्यान्ड गर्नु पर्यो भने चाहिँ we can use optical mark reading OMR. With the help of optical mark reading we can have or we can capture the data through the boxes that are checked manually on the documents, you know? So it's a beauty, you know? Likewise, magnetic ink character, it is a data capture technology capable of recognizing characters. It involves the recognition of specially formatted characters that are printed in magnetic ink by a machine. The technology is mainly used by banking industry to speed up the processing of the check and other documents, you know? Magnetic ink character recognition जसले गर्दाखेरि हामीलाई के हुन्छ त भन्दाखेरि यो banking industry मा चाहिँ एकदमै more use हुन्छ. The technology is mainly used by banking industry to speed up the processing of check and other documents. The added advantage of this method is that human can also read the data as well, you know. जस्तै हामीलाई magnetic ink character recognition भनेको चाहिँ डेटा क्याप्चर गर्नलाई हामीलाई जस्तै हाम्रो कार्बन पेपर थाहा छ तिमीहरुलाई, कार्बन पेपरले पनि हाम्रो डेटा क्याप्चर गर्छ नि, थाहा छ? That is made of magnet. अब त्यो चाहिँ म्याग्नेटिक भयो, यो चाहिँ म्याग्नेटिक ink character recognition भनेको चाहिँ फेरि यो character recognition है, यसले चाहिँ के गर्छ त चेकहरुलाई चाहिँ अन्डरस्ट्यान्ड गर्छ, स्क्यान गर्ने बित्तिकै पनि त्यसले चाहिँ सबै इन्फर्मेसन चाहिँ यसलाई के गरिदिन्छ त क्यारेक्टरमा कन्भर्ट गर्न सक्छ है. Likewise, magnetic stripe card. Magnetic stripe card is normally used in the ATM card, right? Debit card debit card use हुन्छ, credit card मा use हुन्छ, तर especially smart credit card मा चाहिँ normally हाम्रो smart card use हुन्छ है. Smart card technology use हुन्छ जसमा चाहिँ smart card को data capturing technology फरक छ भने magnetic stripe card को त data capturing technique फरक छ. For example, हाम्रो डेबिट कार्डमा भएको त्यो ब्ल्याक स्ट्राइप हुन्छ नि, त्यो ब्ल्याक स्ट्राइपमा त्यो म्याग्नेटिक स्ट्राइप हो, त्यो म्याग्नेटिक स्ट्राइपमा पनि के हुन्छ त देयर इज सम सर्ट अफ डेटा हैन, दैट क्यान बी अन्डरस्टुड बाइ द मेसिन हैन. त्यो मेसिनले अन्डरस्टुड गर्न सकोस् भनेर डेटा त्यसमा चाहिँ के गरे हुन्छ, स्टोर गरे हुन्छ. Whenever we put our debit card or credit card into the machines, then the data that is printed in the magnetic stripe can easily be retrieved. So magnetic stripe card reader यो एउटा पनि टेक्नोलोजी हो जसले चाहिँ machine readable पनि हुन्छ. They process this type of iron based magnetic materials on the card So they are used for electronically storing particular numbers related to credit cards. र क्रेडिट कार्डहरुको नम्बरहरु छ त्यस्ता नम्बरहरुलाई अब त्यहाँ स्टोर गरेर राखिरा हुन्छ हैन identity cards, and they enable automated data transfer when they reswipe in magnetic mirrors हैन magnetic जसरी हाम्रो कार्डमा हामीले गर्छौं POS को हामीले एक्जाम्पल दिएको थियौं अघि त्यो सबै के हुन्छ magnetic swipe कार्ड हो that is also one way of capturing the data which is where the data is fed to the magnetic stripe of the card हैन likewise smart card. Of smart card, there is another way of capturing the data through the smart card. For example, our license, our license, and our credit card. Magnetic stripe card, usko features magnetic तर smart card normally our card में एउटा chipset गरिरा हुन्छ हैन जसमा चाहिँ with the help of those chipset we can store a lot of data over there and we can capture the data whenever it is required. So data can be stored in a smart card and can be captured as per the requirement of the user. So they contain more memory than magnetic card and can be used for data related to personal identification. र स्मार्ट कार्ड को अर्को ब्युटी चाहिँ के हो भन्दा चाहिँ म्याग्नेटिक स्टार्ट कार्डमा भन्दा चाहिँ स्मार्ट कार्डमा चाहिँ we can store a lot of data. For example, India को जियोनी मोबाइल को जियोनी को टिभी मा एड हेरेको छौ यसको एड मा देखाउँछ नि हैन सबैभन्दा पहिला भिडियो डाउनलोड कसले गर्ने सबैमा त्यसमा ओके सिम लिने बित्तिकै त्यो सिममा यति एउटा फिल्म यति एउटा सङ छ भनेर मार्केटिङ गरिराछ नि याद छ त्यसको एडमा एउटा सिममा जियोको तिमीले एड हेरेको छ कि छैन you can get the song of more than 5 lakh song or 10 lakh song and maybe 1 lakh movies or something like that. Yes. And it is possible just because of the smart cards and the technology to read or technology to capture the data that is stored in a smart card. And you can add data capturing methodology and storing with the help of smart card as well. So this is also one way to capture the data. Likewise, web data capture. For example, web data capture. यो नेपाली पैसा जुन मैले तिमीलाई हेर भने चाहिँ जुन एप्लिकेसन सफ्टवेयर छ त्यसले पनि त के गर्छ त वेब डेटा क्याप्चर गर्छ दिस इज अल्सो अनदर वे अफ क्याप्चरिङ द डेटा र यो वेब डेटा क्याप्चर कसरी गर्छ त भन्दा अब हेर त हाम्रो इन्फर्मेसन सिस्टममा जस्तै त्यो नेपाल त्यो बीआई मा छ नि नेपाली पैसामा कुनै एउटा पर्टिकुलर अर्गनाइजेसनले आफ्नो अर्गनाइजेसनको अडिट रिपोर्ट पब्लिश गर्ने बित्तिकै त्यो नेपाली पैसाले पनि के गर्छ त भन्दा द इन्फर्मेसन दैट इज स्टोर्ड बाय दैट पर्टिकुलर कंपनी वुड बी डाइरेक्टली रिट्रिभड बाय द बीआई बीआई ले त्यो डेटा चाहिँ के गर्न सक्छ त फेच गर्न सक्दैन सो डेटा क्याप्चर फ्रम वेब involves the capture of data from electronic forms through the internet or intranet हैन त्यसलाई पनि हामी के भन्छ वेब डेटा क्याप्चर अब अर्को चाहिँ यो वेब डेटा क्याप्चर पनि फरक छ एउटा चाहिँ अनलाइन हुन सक्छ एउटा अफलाइन हुन सक्छ हैन अफलाइन को लागि त समस्या भएन नेट खोल्यो जुन डेटा चाहियो त्यही डेटा क्याप्चर गरेर दियो हैन बट इन द केस अफ अनलाइन वी क्यान क्याप्चर द वेब डेटा अनलाइन एज वेल हैन अनलाइन बाट पनि हामीले के गर्न सक्छौं त डेटा क्याप्चर गर्न सक्छौं Likewise, voice recognition. Voice recognition is the process of converting speech into the text. Voice recognition is also another way of capturing the data. For example, Google Voice Service. Google Voice Service थाहा छ नि हैन Hello Google भनेर के कुरा सोध्यो भने they will answer it, isn't it? Or they will give the answer. हामीले जे सोध्यो त्यो आन्सर दिन्छ कि दिँदैन गुगल भोइसले त्यो डेटालाई के गर्छ त त्यो डेटालाई पहिला टेक्स्टमा कन्भर्ट गर्छ टेक्स्टमा कन्भर्ट गरेर अनि पहिला डेटा क्याप्चर गर्छ त्यसपछि त्यसलाई टेक्स्टमा कन्भर्ट गर्छ अनि टेक्स्टमा कन्भर्ट गरेर त्यसलाई चाहिँ फ्र्यागमेन्ट गरेर अनि त्यसलाई चाहिँ त्यसको भ्यालु बराबर अनि जे इन्स्ट्रक्सन हो त्यो बेसिसमा चाहिँ के गर्छ त भोइस रिकग्नाइज गर्छ एन्ड परफर्म एज पर द इन्स्ट्रक्सन गिभन टु इट हैन। अब र यो फेसिलिटीले गर्दाखेरि पनि के गर्न सकिन्छ भोइस रिकग्निसन टेक्नोलोजीले गर्दा मेथोडोलोजीले गर्दा we can easily capture the data of voice as well. No? Okay, now types of data. What is the time? It is 13. Okay. Now we come to know what is data. How do we capture the data? Now we'll discuss about the types of data because until and unless we do not know the types, we could hardly deal or we could hardly manipulate the data that we have captured, isn't it? That's why we need to know not only about the data but its type as well. So data can be classified based on various parameters, right? Data like very way classify gonna system. For example, data can be classified on the basis of sources. We can classify data on the basis of nature of the data. Nature basis ma gana sakincha, sources basis ma sakincha, aru pani different source. Parameter basis ma we can classify the data. So we'll discuss how we can classify the data based on various parameters. Okay, based on the parameter, we can classify the data into three broad categories on the basis of sources. One is primary data, second is secondary data, and third is tertiary data. So based on the sources of information, we can classify the data into three broad categories. One is primary, second is secondary, and third one is tertiary. So what is primary data, what is secondary data, and what is tertiary data? The data that is collected by you yourself. For example, in the case of me, if the data is collected by myself through my own involvement, then it is a primary data. But if the data is collected by other people than me and used by me, suppose if the data is collected by you guys and if I have used the data collected by you guys, then it is the secondary data for me. Likewise, if we mix both, I mean to say, if the sources of data is of both primary and secondary, then we consider it as a tertiary sources of data or tertiary data as well. So based on the sources, we can classify the data into three broad categories. One is primary data, secondary data, and tertiary data. Primary data signifies the data collected by you yourself. Secondary data signifies the data collected by someone else and used by yourself. Likewise, tertiary sources of data signifies the data collected by other. Suppose data collected by others as well as you yourself. I mean to say, if it is a mixture of primary and secondary, I mean to say data collected by sometimes by other people and by yourself, if it is mix of both primary and secondary, then we can consider it as a tertiary sources of data. For example, if I have written a book, suppose I have written an autobiography of myself, then it is a primary data for me because the data is collected by myself. I mean, data is collected by me and of myself, you know? That is why it is primary data. But if the book is published and the data that I have mentioned in my book is used by yourself, then it is a secondary sources of data for you. And if I use the data collected by myself and the data collected by someone else or maybe you, and if I require both the data collected by myself and the data collected by someone else, so based on its origin or based on the sources, we can classify this type of data as a tertiary sources of data. Do you have any queries regarding the types of data?
No, sir.
Primary अरे तिमी आफैले collection गरेको data, that is primary. अरूले collection गरेको data, if it is used by you, then it is a secondary data for you. And if the data is, some data is collected by yourself and some data is collected by me. Okay, for example, some data is collected by yourself and some data is collected by myself. And if one of us, you or me, so let's say you, if you use the data collected by yourself and the data collected by myself for your personal use, then we consider it as a tertiary sources of information or tertiary sources of data. For example, okay, Titanic सबैले हेरेको छ हैन? The writer who has written the book Titanic based on his own experience. So the book for the writer is a primary data. If we collect the information from that particular book, then it is a secondary data. But in order to make a movie of Titanic, so in order to make the movie of Titanic, some data has to be collected by other people and some of the data that has to be collected by himself or themselves, isn't it? So it is a tertiary sources of data. Our primary data collection methods say observation method, interview method, questionnaire method, schedule method. Observation method, how do we collect information through the observation method? If we keep on observing the things, so based on our observation, we can perceive various data regarding our concern, isn't it? Then it is called observation method. If we collect the data through the interview, suppose I have asked a few questions to you in order to get some information for my personal use. Then the interview method, if I collect the information through the interview method, then it is also considered as a primary data. Likewise, we can collect the primary data through the questionnaire as well, questionnaire method. So how to collect the data through the questionnaire method? First of all, we just prepare the precise questionnaire, or we just prepare all the questionnaires and send it to the concerned individual or concerned party, and then get the required information regarding that particular individual or organization, whatever. This is also considered as a primary data collection method. Likewise, schedule method. Suppose you are a professional and you have to, suppose you are a decision maker, and if you, in order to take a decision or appropriate decision for your organization, you might have maintained permanent sources in order to collect the data, isn't it? And it may be based on, or it may be regular on the regular basis, or maybe as per your wish. So sometimes we may just keep on collecting the information on the schedule basis. For example, the information produced by the public enterprises on the quarterly basis, isn't it? Just a bank like quarterly basis ma गर्छ नि हैन इन्फर्मेसनहरु रिलिज गरिरहेको हुन्छ नि त्यो शेड्युल मेथड शेड्युल बेसिसमा हो त्यसलाई चाहिँ के भन्छ त्यसलाई पनि हामी प्राइमरी डेटा कलेक्सन नै भन्छौं शेड्युल बेसिसमा अब टर्सरी भनेको if it is the mix of all these three then we consider it as a tertiary sources of data. So likewise, we can classify the data on the basis of nature as well. So on the basis of nature, we can classify into quantitative or qualitative, you know, and that quantitative data can be further classified into the discrete data and continuous data. Likewise, qualitative data can be further classified into the ordinal data as well. So as a okay guys, do you have any questions regarding the classification of data? Out to the tertiary sources of data, you know. Do you have any questions regarding up here? Guys, do you have any questions regarding this? Please go ahead. Do you have any queries?
No, sir.
Okay, guys, if you have any questions, go ahead.
Hello.
Hello. Yes.
No, sir. No problem, sir.
No problem. Okay,
Sir,
guys.
are we ending the meeting?
Sorry.
So, are we ending the class?
Yeah. Okay, this was for today. Have a good day, guys.
Sir.
Yes, please go ahead.